Let's move on to this story. Very sad news that we heard overnight. One Direction star Liam Payne has died. He was just 31 after falling from a balcony while staying in Buenos Aires. And it's worth just reminding ourselves of this, one of his final posts on social media.
Good morning, everybody. Here's a little video of me. It's rude to put hats on the table.
Sorry.
Is it your hat?
Yeah.
Children. It's a lovely day here in Argentina. This is the breakfast table.
I'm just eating an orange.
Just enjoying coffee and breakfast, even though it's like 1 p.m.
Literally, we sleep in every day until at least 12. We're such losers.
No.
No.
Well, that was just, I think, just a couple of days before this tragedy, Steve. He looks, you know, in pretty good spirits, as it were, there. I mean, it doesn't look like a man that's lost the plot. He doesn't look like somebody, and all these rumours that swirl around, particularly social media, you know, drink, drugs, and all the usual rumours that surround somebody from the music industry dying young. You know, he looks pretty much in control there. And just moments, you know, a couple of days later, this tragedy of which we don't know the full details of what specifically happened, other than he did fall from a balcony.
Yes, I mean, we are in the stage of speculation. If we're not saying simply that it's a tragedy and moving on, then I guess we have to speculate. The newspapers have certainly been doing it. They've got details of a 911 call that looks like it's related to this. And look, we don't know whether it was a fall or something that he decided to do. I'll tell you what, the newspapers are certainly publishing Samaritan's numbers next to this story, so it feels like they're making their minds up about what they think this story involves. But it's such a tragedy because, look, the age, 31, right? Well, it's no age. I knew nothing of the world by 31. Maybe I still don't. But you understand how much more he could have lived life, which looked like a really good life. And also, I don't know, maybe I'm the one speculating now, but is there something sinister about achieving your goals too young? Correct. So he was 14 when he went on X Factor and then went back 2 years later. And the next thing you know, becomes like one of the world's biggest stars. I don't know. There's got to be some downside to that.
You know, and I think that when you've, you know, I think sort of a similar thing happened to George Michael, although his death was very different. But hitting that point of, and obviously happening to Liam Payne much younger, as you say, he's on the X Factor at 14, told, oh, you're great, but a bit young, come back, and then they form One Direction, become the biggest boy band on the planet. He becomes a multi-millionaire. He becomes globally famous, can't walk down the street without 200 girls following him wherever he goes, etc. But then the career takes a bit of a wobble. I'm sure he would have got it all back. I think his last single didn't do amazing stuff. So you end up where you're massively famous, massively rich, you have as much time on your hands as you like, you can do anything that you like. It's the lottery moment, isn't it? Winning the lottery and then go, well, what do I do now? And I just wonder the danger of that level of acceleration in your life to a globally known face in the pop music industry and untold wealth and privilege that goes with it. And I know people go, well, I wouldn't mind giving it a go, but I think when you're in that position, because it's not just the money, it's the public gaze that's on you all the time, the expectancy around what you're going to be doing next, the thought of failure, all of those ingredients. And you've had it all at that point, because you must think, if you're somebody from One Direction, Harry Styles seems to have cracked it solo, but anyone else is going to go, you know, my best days are literally behind me.
Yeah. And also, your best days were when you should have been developing resilience to not having best days. Like, if I released an album now and the record label said, well, we're delaying it because it's not great, I'd be able to take that because I've failed at so many other things effectively. But if you've achieved such greatness as you're developing in terms of your psychology, your personality, and the next thing, you know, still early 30s is not that old, to then have to try and face what it's like to not be as successful as you were when you were 21, I don't know if I could get my head around it. It seemed like, and also, look, this is a conversation that's really not about this, is it? It's a general conversation. We don't know enough,
of course,
to know if this was a thing that was bothering.
Indeed. Well, we will wait and see. But you know, there's clearly going to be speculation around any high-profile person losing their life at such a young age. Listen, Steve, stay with us. Steve N. Allen is with us, the comedian and broadcaster. More stories still to come. We'll talk.